I'm also then going to look at virtually introducing the team so that at least you get to see the faces. We are all based in Manchester. We are in Universal Square, and you'll obviously get to meet some of the teachers and some of the staff if you do visit the center as well. And then we're going to go into a course overview, give you a structure of the course, how many units are there, what units are graded, how they are covered, why some of the units are more important than some of the other units. So those are the bits that we'll discuss in the course overview. We look at the assessment and feedback process. So it's important because all the work that you're going to put in is all assignment based. And it is important for you to understand how to submit the assignments, how to make sure that you do the submission of the assignments correctly, do your level best to be able to achieve the highest grade so that you're able to overall see the grade reflecting in the qualification as well. Because this is a university qualification, it's run by and approved by QA, which is Quality Assurance Agency. It is imperative to understand that in the assessment and feedback process, when you get the assignment, you make a submission once, and then you are allowed to get feedback on it. And if that submission does not meet the criteria, then you only get a chance to make a second submission. And after that, the unit is either marked as fail or refer. And that way you would not get credits for it. So this is something that you have to get used to, while studying the qualification, because in universities, obviously, when you go in for studying BSc nursing later with this qualification, that is how university system works is you get an assignment, you submit it, you pass it, you get the grade. If you don't pass it, then you get referred and you have a resit and only one opportunity for resit. And then feel free to ask me any questions that you have at any given point in time. And that would essentially be useful because it will help you, answer or get answers to queries or, questions that you have in your mind. So this session is going to take approximately about 35 to 45 minutes. I would want it to be as detailed as possible. Time is not the constraint at my end. So feel free to ask any question. There is no good question, no stupid question, no, ignorant question. Just ask me questions so that you're comfortable when you are actually starting and studying this course with us. So let me just shift you over now so the session is now recording, and let me just switch you over now to the website, because that is where we will start our discussions with. So the first part that we are looking at primarily is the systems demo, and I want to make sure that you are able to see the website, you're able to hear me okay, and the screen that you are able to see is also clear. Yeah, you're able to hear me okay. The screen
Yes,
is
yes.
that's correct. Now, one of the reasons why I ask everyone to look at the website, because this becomes the starting point of whatever you need to get to in the qualification with us. Now, the website can also be bookmarked. You can click on these two dots here and drag it to your bookmark bar. That allows you to have access to the website at a click of a button. Now, on the home page of the website, there is this banner, which is the purple banner. That banner basically helps you get in touch with us through 3 different routes. We have an email address, which is 24/7 monitored. So if you send an email, you have an issue, you have a query, you send an email, and what will happen is you'll pretty much get an instant response in about a couple of minutes. On the weekends, it tends to be an hour or so, but you'll get a response. You don't have to wait for days or number of hours to be able to get a response. If you need to reach us, you can call us on the switchboard. We are on Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. And there are 9 people in the team here. So somebody should be able to pick up the phone, help you in IT, help you with the course, help you with the sessions, help you with the recordings. And there are different people in the team who would be available at the end of this phone. We've also added you to the nursing WhatsApp group. And that WhatsApp group, because social media has become a part of our life, so I think WhatsApp group is also important, because if you have very pressing requirements, announcements, anything that you need urgently, you can do a quick WhatsApp on the group, and the tutors, the other students, including the course coordinators and administrators, are all on this group, and they should be pretty much able to respond back to you. When I say instantly, I mean literally instantly. Now, you can also chat with us, assuming if you have some questions, which sometimes we can send emails, we can call, but sometimes you're in front of the PC and you're working, and it makes it more easier for you to chat with us. So when you click on this red bar, which you see chat with us, we have trained for us, I would put it this way, we've trained this chatbot with over 1 million lines of code. And that means that if you ask any question to it, it will give you a response which is going to be a useful response that you need an answer to in terms of your query. Can you think of any question that you want to ask? Let's try this out.
I don't have any question for now.
Anything which comes to your mind. Anything which is coming to your mind.
What I really want to know is that how am I going to be taking the lecture?
Okay.
How am I going to be, as in, seeing the recording if I'm unable to attend the lecture?
So your first, you have asked me 2 questions, and let's put this to test. So the first question is, how do you take the lectures for nursing? Right? Let's ask this
question. For nursing, English and maths as well.
Yes. So just a quick question. So what I did was I said, how do you take lectures for nursing? So the answer is, if you can see, if I expand this, it says the nursing and midwifery course offers a comprehensive blah, blah, blah. You can access this material anytime. And this is through live Zoom sessions and tutorials for your learning, right? The second one was, how do you access English and maths courses? So if I ask this question, it will basically tell you very clearly, how do you access this course? So the answer is that you will be accessing this course from the learner management system, which will give you presentation, recorded lectures, books, case studies, and handouts. And I'll show you exactly how you do it. So basically, this is a way wherein if you have any question in your mind, so can I ask you in Spanish? So if you think of any question and you want to ask it in Spanish, so if I say hola, and it will reply back to me even in Spanish. So what we have tried to do is, when people call website a website, for us, it's the digital campus, because we are set up online. You should be able to ask any question and basically this would be without any intervention of human or people at our end. You should be able to get some answers. So this is one of the reasons why we say that you should be familiar with the website. So when somebody asks you, where are you studying? Who are you studying with? Your clear answer should be, I'm studying with UK Versity, and the website is, ukversity.co.uk. Now, I'll go into details. So just hang on to those 2 questions I know, and I will go into detail. Now, the other bit that I want to quickly show you on the systems is, when you go to the About Us section and go to Operations team, you'll be able to see everyone who would be responsible and helping and working with you during the duration of your course. Our aim is very clear. My team aims is very clear. We need to get you over the finishing line with the grades that you want, the qualification that you are studying, and you should be able to start it and complete with us. There is no ifs and buts in the middle. We will not leave any stone unturned to ensure that you get the best experience, you get the qualification that you want, and you get the grades that you want. Now, that's me. I'm the director and principal. One of my colleagues, Amrita, she looks after your registration. So you've got a registration already with Ascentis. She will also coordinate some part of your assessments with various lecturers. Open, and he's the financial controller. His team, ATHE, might send you reminders, from time to time, because you're on an installment plan. So as long as you keep up with your payments, you'll probably not get to speak to them quite often. The key people in the team are these 5. David Law's photograph is not here, should be coming soon. But these are the key 5 people that you would see in the administration team, which work here, and they would be the ones which will be speaking to you regularly. So Jill is the course coordinator. She normally sends across these session invites that you receive that you would use for attending live sessions on Zoom with the lecturers over the weekend. How they look like, I will give you a bit of a quick glimpse right now. These emails typically go across, to all learners on nursing, and they would be sent across 2 or 3 days in advance when your new unit or your lectures are actually starting. This is how the email looks like. I'm just showing you one. It will say your unit, it will say the teacher's name, it will say the time of the session. And then, because we do not teach the unit in one go, there'll be different sessions for each of the unit, and each session will have its own Zoom meeting code. So when you have to join, you have to click on that code for that date and for that time, and you'll be put into the session. And you'll be able to join the session along with the lecturer and some of the other students who are doing the teaching course. So Jill primarily is the course coordinator, and she would normally be sending across all the course invites to you. Gartha is the student administrator. She would normally touch base with you once in a fortnight, once in 2 weeks, to check on your progress and find out how the course is going. Are you happy with the course? Are you attending lectures? Are you making progress? Grace is in marketing. She looks after bits and pieces related to recorded of sessions. So for example, if one of the weekends you're working and you're not able to attend the lecture, then what will happen is you would send an email to Grace to say, I missed out this particular lecture. Can I get a recording of that lecture? She will send a link of that recording to you on the email, which when you click should play the lecture and allow you to catch up on what you've missed. Aman is the course coordinator for your nursing and midwifery course. He would finally be uploading your results. He deals with the external examiners to ensure that the results that you've achieved are the results that you get on your certification. And the person primarily in terms of maintaining the running of the course in the background is Aman. And he's the one who will keep track of students' progress, assignments that you've completed, assignments that you've not completed, units that you've had delivery, not had delivery, and those kind of bits would be coordinated at his end. He would also be speaking to you from time to time. I've got one of my colleagues, David Law. You get to see him soon. He is the IT person, and he looks after anything that you have problems with IT. For example, you're not able to log into Moodle, you're not able to see a lecture, you're not able to get a book on the Moodle, or your presentation, you missed out and you need something on that side. He would be the one who would help you on the IT side with regards to making sure all the resources for your teaching and learning of the nursing and midwifery course are available to you. Now, in terms of assessors, Reena is the lead assessor, so she does mark your assignments when you submit it. In terms of teachers and IQA, we have a quality manager, Shazia. She checks checks and confirms the grades that you receive on the units. So she double checks the assessments to ensure they're not lenient, they're not borderline, they're meeting the criteria of Ascentis as an awarding organization, and they are conforming with the standards which are required for you to achieve the unit. Now in nursing, we have 4 lecturers. So you have Danny or Daniel Mensa, you have Sayyid Taj, we have Dr. Anita. She is the one who's the course leader for nursing, midwifery, and healthcare courses. She's a qualified doctor, and she teaches some of the core units that you'll be studying in nursing, like infectious diseases, aspects of human physiology, introduction to health and social care issues, social and community welfare provision, some of the key units which are graded and units which are important from a point of view of midwifery and nursing, she would be teaching. And then you'd also have Patricia. She would be teaching some of the units that would be related to nursing and are a part of nursing course. And you would also get to meet her and obviously see her during the course of lectures. So we've got 4 different lecturers. You'd also be seeing these lectures across the sessions which we conduct. And it's not going to be just one teacher teaching you the entire units. We are going to be, all the lecturers actually teach the unit in which they are absolutely proficient. So when you are learning from them, you're actually learning from the best of the best, because they've been teaching these units for 10, 12, 15 years, depending on their experience, and they are what is called the fountain of knowledge. So it is not going to be people not qualified in the qualification. Or so, for example, if you look at Patricia, she has a degree in health and social care and childcare, and she's the one who teaches certain units which are core units on health and social care in this particular qualification, and she has 26 years of experience. So you're going to be learning from people who are going to be the best of best in their field. Now, that's just the website, because it becomes a starting point for everything that you need to know about the institution, about the people behind it, and obviously the people who would be involved in teaching and learning. Now, the other thing is the YouTube channel. So if you go down to the website and click on the social icon of YouTube, you'll be able to go onto our YouTube channel. Now, the reason why we say YouTube channel, and what you need to do is subscribe to this particular channel for the time that you are studying this qualification, because there are lots and lots of videos that we have on the channel here, 10,000, but we've opened about 4,000 of them as lectures, which you can watch for different units. Sometimes it's easier to not log into Moodle, go straight into YouTube. And if you have this bookmarked on your side, what it'll allow you to do is at a click of a button, get access to videos. So because there are lots of videos and you don't want to be searching, you can obviously do a search here for, say, nursing videos. That'll pop all the nursing videos for the units, and you would be watching into something which have been which are live lectures. They are recorded as it is, and they are primarily, they are refreshed every 12 weeks. The other way would be to go to the playlist, and in the playlist go down to and find nursing and midwifery. Those are the sessions that you are looking at in particular, because that's the course that you're studying. And that course would primarily have all the session videos of nursing and midwifery as far as they are concerned. So if I click on this, you'll be able to see all the videos, all the units, and they are all labeled nicely so that you're able to see the videos of all these units that you're going to study. The third system, you're using Zoom. You're able to get onto Zoom pretty well. So I don't think there's any issues. It's just a case of always clicking on the right link, because sometimes when we send you the invites, what tends to happen is that when you click on an invite, which is in a different date or a different time, you would be sitting in one room and the lecture would have started in the other room. But what we also do is we also send across these invites, on the WhatsApp group, because you're added to it, so that just before the lecture starts, the teacher or the tutor teaching a particular unit would actually be sending across these invites so that it's easier for you to also look at them and join the session pretty much instantly. So as you can see, what we tend to do is, this is the WhatsApp group that you're added to. Let me just double check if you're added to the group. So let's have a look. So I will add you in. One second. So you are already added. Are you added to the group? Are you able to get messages on the WhatsApp group?
I've not seen it.
All right. Okay. Let me just quickly double check. So while we are on it, we'll get you on it. So I know that the phone number that I have always had the conversation with.
No, that's not my number.
Okay, that's not your number. So if I get your number, what is your number?
The number I have on WhatsApp is 074.
Yes.
24.
24.
30.
30.
24.
24.
13.
13. Okay, let me just add you right now, and I'll put a quick message on it so that you're able to receive it. So let's get you on. There you go. So I've added you in now. And what I will do is I will send you a quick text message here so that you're able to see and acknowledge that you are now in. Welcome to Abiola, who has joined the nursing and midwifery course. So I probably had your number already saved in. You must have got in touch with us earlier. And that number was saved in the name of Abdul Rahim Abiola or something?
I've not seen it.
All right, okay, no worries. So I've added you to the group now, which basically comes up as the number that you've given me. And have you received a message?
I've not. That was said. It's
Okay.
07424302413.
Okay, let me just double see.
You have seen it now.
Okay,
But the first number you added.
Okay, I will double check.
The first number you added.
Yeah.
You can take that one off.
All right, okay. So now you're in the group and you should be able to, obviously communicate with us using this particular channel as well. And any announcements that we do essentially are normally put in to this particular group, for nursing. Now, there are students which keep joining. There are students which obviously, keep completing. And what tends to happen is there are students which are going to be added. There are students which are going to be removed. And that would allow only the current set of students who are actually studying this course, in the group to be there so that you are able to interact with all of them and you're able to, interact with the lecturers as well. So all of them are essentially in this particular group. Now, so that basically completes the systems demo part of it because you need to be able to, get in touch with us through the website, subscribe to the YouTube channel, use Zoom, which you're using comfortably well, the learner management system, which I'm going to now go and show you, and obviously, the WhatsApp group. So that bit is, let's say covered. Now, let me show you the learner management system that you have access to, and that will provide you all the teaching and learning material. Now, the learner management system that you have got access to, have you received an email from us or from Grace, essentially?
Which email?
For the access to this system that you see on your website right now.
Yeah. I'm coming. I got it, but
all right,
I don't think I see it anymore.
We double check. So we at our end, use a CRM system. We are pretty much able to see all emails that we send to the student, whether you open it, delete it, how many times you open it, whatever you do with the emails, we can see everything. So I can double check at my end if that has been sent across. So this email that we have for you, which is Abiola Oriola 01@yahoo.com. Is that your email address?
Yes, please.
So if you see on the screen, that is the...
I can't find out
email.
Email.
So this email could have gone to your junk or spam folder, but I will send it again now so that you are able to receive it. So this is the LMS Moodle login details. So let me send it now. I will just address you as Abiola. And there you go. So you should get this email. Sometimes because you're getting some of these emails from us for the first time, they can go into your junk and spam folder. But
okay, I've seen it now.
Okay, that's great. So when you get this email, now I will show you live how to log in and use the system. So all you have to do is click on this link which has been given, lms.ukversity.co.uk. And when you click on this particular link, you will land up on this subdomain or a website, which is on UK Versity's website. Here, in order to log into the system...
I should do what on the email?
Sorry?
I should do what on the email?
Yeah.
I should go to IMS.
LMS, L for Lima, LMS. Yeah.
Okay.
Learner Management System, short form lms.ukversity.co.uk.
1 minute. Okay, should I do the username and the password?
Yeah, the username is always in small letters.
Yes.
And the password will be case sensitive. So it is M capital. It is using the email at and spelled Manchester 136 with an exclamation mark.
I'm in now.
So if I magnify this for you, this is how it looks like.
Yes, I mean, I've signed.
All right, okay, that's it. You're in. So when you're in the Moodle, what you will happen is you would see when you're on the home page, you would see your course here. It'll say my courses and it'll show you nursing course. Do you see the course?
1 minute.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The other way to go into your nursing courses from the top, you go to the nursing option and then click on the higher diploma in nursing and midwifery. And when you click on this, it will take you into the course.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you're in the course, essentially, there are a couple of things that you're going to see at your end. Today, we are going to be focused on, covering this part in the course induction, and which is basically the course overview. But I will show you how and what all is there actually on the system. So essentially, when you look at the system, what you're going to see is that the system consists of what is called, number of units, and they are labeled out as headings and along with the teacher's name who teaches that unit. So we have Victor Anarobi who teaches the ICT skills unit. Then there is academic research skill, which is either done by me or Anjum. Academic writing skills by me or Anjum. Then you have the 4th unit, introduction to healthcare issues. Then the 5th unit, then 6th unit. And then there are total of 14 units that you are going to cover. And all of them, as you can see, are laid out one after the other. Now, in the units, there are lots of documents. And when I look at these documents, what we are also seeing is that they are organized in a particular way. The first document that you're going to see on any unit, if I go to any unit, is always going to be what is called the unit specification. Now, this unit specification would essentially tell you what is going to be studied in that particular unit. So if I open any unit specification, this is a 1-page or a 2-page document, which will tell you what the unit consists of, what the unit will have, and what you will be taught in that unit. So this will give you something like learning outcomes and assessment criteria. Now, it will also tell you how many credits are there for that unit. So this unit is 3 credits, and what level of that unit is a level 3 unit. There are 3 or 4 learning outcomes, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that means we are going to do 1 lecture to cover each learning outcome. So when you study this unit, you're going to have total of 5 lectures. The 5th lecture is going to be discussion on the assignment to tell you how to go about doing the assignment for this unit. So this part of the document is quite important because this is what teachers use to teach and deliver the unit to you. This is what is used to make the presentations. This is what is used to actually talk and deliver, the unit to you when you are studying this particular course. And each of the unit specification will always be the first document on the top. Now, the same document
one on the top, but the one I saw here.
Yes, that's the one here.
The one I saw. Okay, specification, right?
Yes, it's always named as unit specification. That means if you were to ask your question to yourself that what am I going to study in the ICT skills unit, or what am I going to study in the academics research unit? The answer to that question will be in the unit specification. What is going to be taught? What is going to be studied? What are the learning outcomes and what are the assessment criteria that I need to learn to gain knowledge and skills from? That will be this particular document. Now, this document is used by us to make presentations. So when you click on Learning Outcome 1 PDF document, it'll have a presentation for that unit. What is actually being covered in the unit, all the assessment criteria which were given in the unit specification, and then we will discuss each of them in detail when we are doing the lecture.
Where am I going to see the one you are showing now?
Okay, how are you going to go to this? You're logged into Moodle. If you go into nursing on the top in the menu, and then click on this option, which is the course Nursing and Midwifery. When you get into this course, you scroll down and you would see this first unit, ICT skills. And then this is the unit specification. This is the assignment brief, and then learning outcome 1 presentation, 2, 3. And underneath that, you have recorded lectures, recorded lecture 1, 2, 3, 4, and then assignment discussion. Can you see it?
Okay.
Okay. And similarly, this particular layout follows through in the other units as well. In the second unit, if you see academic research, unit specification, assignment brief, learning outcome 1 presentation, then you have recording, presentation, recording, assignment, and assignment discussion. Similarly for unit 3, so on and so forth. Now, if we have refreshed lectures for the unit, what will happen is you would see that the August 2023 lecture has been hidden and the latest lecture, which was February 2024, has been updated. If the presentation is updated, it will mention the year so that you're reading into something which is the very latest, it is the most up to date, and you're not listening into something which is old, like 6 months old or 10 months old or 2 years old. Because if the qualification undergoes a refresh, you would be able to see the new presentation, the new recording, and the new delivery that we have done. Now, for some of us, as I understand, it's also back to school because we are studying after maybe 10 years or 15 years of leaving school. So what we've also done is we've also provided you sample assignments to look at. For example, in this unit, academic writing skills, if you were to do the assignment, how would the assignment look like? So if you scroll down, when you see the assignment discussion sessions at the bottom, there'll always be a document which will be named as sample. And this is the actual assignment which a learner would have submitted that we have shared with you for you to look at and get some information or get to see how an assignment would look like. So the assignment is a combination of a cover sheet, which has your name, center name, word count, signature, and everything. Then it has the assignment brief, which you have to attempt. There is some grading criteria, which is given on which, as a lecturer, I will do some commenting. I'll put some comments here. And then you get to see how the learner has actually done the assignment to give you a visual idea of how an assignment needs to be submitted or how an assignment would need to be submitted to achieve this particular unit. So we have provided a sample assignment for all units so that you are also able to see, although we will have a detailed discussion, which normally is also recorded. And if I go back for a minute and show you an assignment discussion session, this is a session which has been recorded to discuss how you would go about writing the assignment for this unit. And we will tell you from scratch how to format the assignment, how to look at, collating the evidence for the task, how to address all the criteria given in the assignment brief so that you are able to pass and achieve the unit in the first instance. And detailed insight into books, handouts that you can use so that you don't need to cut, copy, and paste from outside. All of those will be provided in the assignment discussion session so that you know exactly, it's like saying if from Bolton you want to go to Trafford, and you have never been to Trafford earlier, what you'll do is you'll go onto Google Maps and you look at putting the postcode down, putting the end postcode down and see how long it takes, what traffic, what route you need to take. Similarly, we will help you navigate the assignment brief and tell you exactly how to go about doing the assignment. And that is always the last session of the unit. So if I see another unit, just as an example, this unit is Introduction to Issues in Health and Social Care. First document, unit specification. You can see it has 3 learning outcomes in the unit, right? 1, 2, and 3. That means how many lectures we will have for this unit?
You said?
How many lectures do you think we'll have for this unit if it has 3 learning outcomes?
I think we have Introduction to Issue in Health and Social Care.
Yes.
Health and Social Care 3.
Yes. So
and we have
so number of lectures would be equal to the number of learning outcomes. So if there are 3 learning outcomes, learning outcome 1, 2, and 3. So each lecture covers 1 learning outcome and its assessment criteria. And the 4th session on this would be the assignment discussion. So this unit we will cover in 4 sessions. Okay.
What are the sections, please? Sessions
means lectures.
Yes, I know. I know, but what are the on this the 4th introduction to issue in healthcare and social care? What are the main topics on this section?
So in this particular unit, Introduction to Health and Social Care, there are three main topics that we're going to cover. One is understand how the development of health and social care has happened in England from 1950s after World War II. The second part we will understand.
That one is not written here, sorry.
Yeah, so what we will do is we will go through, I know the units because I've created the course. So I can show you.
That's what
So
I want to
in the presentations. Okay. So what we will do is we will teach you the bits which are given here, and they would be used for making the presentation. Second part, so if I go into details of this particular unit, you go into presentation 1. So here it will tell you about the social system, how it came about, how was the healthcare reform introduced in England, and what are the various models which have come up over the years from the 18th century, and they have then finalized into what is called the NHS, the National Health Service today, and the NHS Constitution, which was written in 2010. All that is going to be covered in this particular unit. Okay, so the reason I asked you that question was that if I look at any unit specification, how would you know how many lectures we have? For example, this unit is brief history of medicine. You're going to go into the history and history of medication, instruments and other bits. So if you see, there are 2 learning outcomes in this unit, but we will cover this unit in 3 lectures because the third lecture is going to be discussion on the assignment brief. So each of the units that we have a lot of content. And in some of the units, you would see that, say, for example, here I have a presentation. The presentation is quite detailed. It will go into very basics of, how medicine came about, what are the, history of medication, what are the instruments, and how and which instruments we typically use, that we need to be aware of. Then in accordance with this, sometimes it's difficult to cover everything.
Excuse me, how did you get to that page?
It's the same page of nursing. You go to nursing, you are in the nursing course, and if you keep moving down, that is unit 5.
Yes, unit 5. That particular page you open now. How did you get to that?
Learning outcome 1. You click on this option. These are all files. So when you click on one of the files, this will open up the presentation.
Okay.
Now, sometimes it is difficult for us to cover everything within the presentation. So what we do is we also provide you additional reading material and handouts. Like in this case, learning outcome 1 is about history of medicine. So if you click on this handout, it'll tell you how modern medicine started. So this is like a snapshot we prepared of how medicine was in the 18th and the 19th century, which is between 1700 and 1900 in the UK. Then there is an additional reading handout on Patient Knows Best, which is an article which is published. And this is something which is now contained in the NHS Constitution, because when we talk to doctors, GPs, they always say patient knows best. Then we look at certain other articles which are useful for you to go into the history of medicine and how the modern medicine was evolved. So you'll be reading these useful documents, articles and journals, which are going to be related to the unit, and they are provided normally under learning outcome presentations, because sometimes it's difficult to cover everything in the presentation or in the Zoom session. So we give you some additional reading, and that will also come from the system itself. Is that okay?
Okay.
So this is the main system that you're going to use for accessing all the teaching and learning material for the course. Now, one last thing. If you see a yellow outline box like this around a particular unit, that would tell you that this is the unit which is currently being delivered by the lecturer, and you will get invites to attend this particular lecture. So every now and then we keep going to different units. For every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, you'll study a new unit, and that would mean that the yellow colored box around the unit would change and it'll go to a next unit. So that will also visually give you a clue that this is the unit which is currently being taught by the lecturer. I would have had Zoom invites to attend this particular lecture. Is that okay?
Okay.
Good stuff. Now, one of the most important things which I want to show you is what is called the diploma structure. And this particular document is actually on the enrollment section of the course. If you see under the heading, this Excel worksheet, which is the document here, diploma structure. Now, when you click on any Word document, Excel document, or a PowerPoint file, it'll ask you to download on your PC. The reason why we want you to download this is we want you to have this file so that you have it for the usage and for the purposes of referring it again and again. Now, this particular structure is the structure of your course, which I want to discuss and obviously show you. So, which tells you exactly how many units you're going to study, what is the name of the units, what are the credits of the unit, which units are graded, which units are achieved, which units can only be a pass. And this structure is the structure that you need to know as far as your qualification is concerned. Is that okay? Now, if I open this up again, just to show you, this structure is something that I will also email you shortly, because I want you to have this with you at your end as a saved document. So let me share my screen. Here we go. Now, this particular structure is important simply because of the fact that you are going to know exactly what units you're going to study, who's going to teach that unit, and what is the credits of that unit and whether that unit is graded or not. Now, let me familiarize you with this structure of the course. Now, you're going to study nursing and midwifery. The nursing and midwifery is divided into 5 subject areas. One of the subject areas is called study skills. The second subject area is introductory units. The third subject area is healthcare studies. The fourth is social and healthcare. And the fifth subject area is human physiology. Now, in each of these subject areas, there are certain units that you're going to study. Study skills are essential units that you're going to study because they would be units that will help you build foundation on how to do referencing, how to do research, how to use IT and instruments in nursing and midwifery that you would also use in the university when you go to BSc nursing. Now, each of these units that you study is level 3 unit. It is only 3 credits each. So each of these units carry 3 credits. These units are not graded. You have to pass these units. You cannot get, basically when you complete this unit and you submit the assignment, you are going to achieve the unit. There is no grade in these units. So that is why they are termed as U or ungraded units. Now, there are some introductory units on health and social care, which are going to give you background in terms of nursing, midwifery, and how NHS came about. And they are also ungraded units. There is no grading in this. Each of the unit is 3 credits. Then you go to healthcare study units. There are 3 units that you're going to study here. These are graded units. That means you can achieve pass, merit, and distinction. And they are also 3 credits each. Then there is a subject area called social issues in healthcare. These units are also graded. There are 4 units which you're going to study, like safeguarding, communication, research project, and health and social care provision in the UK. They are 3 credits each. Some units are 6 credits, and they are graded units. That means you can achieve pass, merit, and distinction. Any unit which is a graded unit is going to be important for you, because if you achieve the highest grade like distinction, your overall qualification grade is going to go to distinction.
Sandra, come.
And then you have 2 units which are specifically in human physiology, infectious diseases and aspects of human physiology. These units are 6 credits and are also graded. That means here you can achieve pass, merit, and distinction. So out of the 60 credits that you're going to study and gain in this qualification, 45 credits of these units are graded. That means you can achieve pass, merit, and distinction. And 15 credits are going to be ungraded units, which means you can only achieve them. So this particular structure of the qualification helps you see what units you're going to study, how many credits each of the units have, what are the subject areas, and what units are graded or what units are ungraded. Is that okay? This is something that I'm going to email to you now so that you have it for your reference and you would use this at a later stage when you're actually, doing your UCAS application. Is that okay?
Okay.
So let me just send it to you now. Okay, let me send this to you now. Now, so far, so good. Everything clear so far? Happy with the things that we are discussing so far, Abhi? Okay. There we go. Good stuff. So let me send this across to you now, and that should be on your way in the email. Now, what we're going to do is go across to the assessment and feedback process. Is that okay? So
Assessment and feedback process.
yeah. So we've done virtual introduction of the team. You know who are in administration, who are in teaching. You have the course overview. And, we have covered all the systems. Now we're going to the assessment and feedback process. Now, what I'm going to do here is obviously show you my full screen. The reason is that because I need to show you some of the documents in terms of how feedback is provided, how you submit assignments, and essentially how you would get feedback on the work that you submit. Now, there is a presentation that you would get to see, which is there in all the units. And that presentation is what is called the assignment submission guidelines, this presentation. Okay. Now, this presentation that you see is something that you would use at a later stage when you have covered the first unit and subsequently other units, and you would use to submit the assignments. Now, there are 2-3 things that you have to be very particular about. One is that when you do submit the assignments, there is a plagiarism policy in place. The awarding body Ascentis wants us to check your assignments for similarity, and nowadays for AI detection. That means has the assignment been written using AI software or not? So there is a policy that you would see, which is a revised policy since last year, April, and that policy is on Moodle. And that is something that you just have to keep in mind, that when you do submit assignments, you make sure that the work is your own work and the work that you're submitting has referencing and has little bit of, copy and paste or usage of, material which has been, taken from Google. Now, when you submit an assignment, you have to submit what is called a declaration of originality, which means that this is your own work. You have referenced it. You have not colluded with anybody. You have not used AI to write the assignment. And this work is your own work that you're submitting for the purposes of evaluation. Obviously, you write the name, your unit, the total word count, and certain bits into the front cover sheet. Then, obviously, you format the assignment. The idea here is that you write the assignment according to the word limit, which has been specified in the qualification. And that would tend to be, related to every unit has a different word count and a word limit. But generally speaking, when you do submit an assignment, that would essentially be, following some of the guidelines of that particular unit. And then you are keeping in mind that you are ensuring that the work is referenced so that you are, staying clear of any sort of malpractice or any, issues in terms of copy and paste or similarity. Now, when you do submit your assignment, submission of assignment is done on email, which is learnerwork@ukversity. This is a monitored mailbox. That means when you submit an email here, you get an acknowledgement receipt. You can try it out. You can do a test email. You send an email. You would get an email back saying, thank you, we have received your assignment. And that email would be then going to the lecturer who is teaching that unit. And he or she would mark your work and then provide you feedback in 5 to 7 working days. That work essentially would be inclusive of feedback, inclusive of any sort of guidance that needs to be given so that you are able to achieve the unit that you are submitting. And the feedback that we provide in this case is quite detailed because we want you to have the unit and achieve it simply because these units are important, and we do know that submission is only allowed once. So in such cases, the feedback on the units tend to be quite detailed, and I will show you that in a second. Now, along with that, this is a declaration of originality that you can download from Moodle. I will show you in a second, and you should be able to fill this document once. It's a Word document. You download it, save it on your laptop, and then you fill your name in, student number in, course name, and write the name of the unit, tick all the boxes, and then sign at the bottom. And every time you submit your assignment, you're sending this across with your assignment. I'll show you whereabouts is this on Moodle. So if I go in to Moodle now, and go into Moodle now. So you are able to see my full screen. If I go into Moodle, go into the nursing course, and then on the top here, in every assignment, when you see this assignment brief and you click on it, it'll ask you to download. It's a Word document. And when it downloads and you open it up, so if I open this document up, this is how it will look like. And you would need to put your name here, your center, which is UK Versity.
Am I going to see on the top, please?
Yeah, okay. Let me share just one document. So this is how this would look like. So you would write your name here, the center name, the tutor name who is taught the unit. Now this assignment shows you that it requires 2,000 words to be written because it's a graded qualification. You'll have a set date, a issue date, and a submission date. You will obviously put your signatures here like Abiola, and then the tutor will sign here, and she or he will actually grade your work and put some comments in. So this particular sheet is the declaration sheet that you fill, which is the first page in all your assignments. And I will show you a filled document now. So if I close this, and I show you a filled document so that you can see exactly how it looks like. There we go. So if you see, this is a particular document which has been submitted by a learner. And this particular document has the first sheet filled in, the name of the lecturer, the unit, 2,000 words, signed by the learner. When the assessment has been done, what will also happen is the tutor will sign, will award the final grade. And then in the second page, you have the assignment brief. And then followed by that, as you can see, you've achieved all the assessment criteria, and some part of grading has been, commenting has been done by the lecturer here. And this commenting, allows you to see whether you've achieved, not achieved. And then she has put some remarks here, why that you have achieved only a pass grade or a merit grade or a distinction grade. And then underneath that is all in the assignment brief document. You're not writing all this. This is all there. And this is where you start your assignment at the end page. And then what we do is we put some comments into the page, into the tasks that you have essentially done, as you would see. So we put comments here on the right-hand side. These comments will only be visible if you open it on the laptop. If you open it on the phone or on your tablet, because the screen size is small, you would just see a speech bubble. You will not see these comments. So these comments will be only available and visible if you open it in the Word document, on a PC or a laptop or a Mac. And as you would see, what we will do is we'll identify whether the work is meeting the criteria, you've achieved the task. If we feel that you've not achieved the task, we'll give you comments to say that you need to add this or change this. And that would be done throughout the document to ensure that you are able to achieve this particular unit. This feedback document, this original assignment document that you've submitted, on the same document, we will do feedback, and this feedback will tell you whether you have achieved the unit or not. And how will this be confirmed? When you go down to the first cover sheet of the assignment, you would see that here it has been signed off by the tutor and a grade has been put that shows that you have achieved this unit, and you can then move on to the next unit. So this process, how does it happen? When the unit is complete, you are given the assignment brief. When you're given the assignment brief, you take 2 weeks to complete the assignment. Then you submit it on Learner Work at UK Versity. Once this is received at our end, in 3 to 5, maximum 5 to 7 working days, we will give you feedback on the work to say whether you have achieved the unit or not. If we do feel that in certain times, when you do not achieve the entire assessment criteria, what we are going to do is give you comments to say that you have not achieved this task, please elaborate, or please use slide so-and-so, or look at going back to these slides and then attempt this task, add it to the same document, and then resubmit it back for the purposes of achieving it. Is that okay? So this is the process that normally happens between you and the lecturer. The same document goes back and forth until and unless this has been finally achieved and the unit has been finally graded and you've achieved the pass mark or a merit mark in the assignment. And I will show you just as another example, just to make this process clear. Let me show you another example. Sometimes learners, do not achieve the task in the first, submission. So this is another assignment, just as an example. And this has a word count of 3,500. Minimum is 2,500 essay and 1,000 words for the table. Now here also the learners achieved a pass, but in the first submission, if you see, the learner did not attempt these 2 tasks. So what we have done is we've written no here, and we've given learner the feedback to say that you need to go back and attempt learning outcome 3, task 3.1 and 3.2, and we have given guidance in terms of how this needs to be achieved. So if I scroll down, you would see lots of different bubbles that we have made comments on, and we've said, okay, this has been achieved, this has been achieved. And in 1 or 2 places, we have mentioned very clearly that you have not attempted this task, so you need to go and create a table, an academic poster, and that would allow you to achieve that particular unit. So what the learner has then done is actually added evidence, as you can see, 3.1 and 3.2, because this was not attempted in the first instance. And what we ask you to do is when you add evidence to the existing document, we ask you to always highlight that in yellow so that it is easier for us to understand that this evidence has been added after we have given you some instructions to do so, because this was not initially done in the first submission. And once this has been added, what you can then see is when we mark the assignment, if I just go up on the pages, in the second submission, we have seen that the learner has done this, and we have said, yes, both of them have been achieved. And as a result, there is 2 types of commenting which has been done. First submission, we said the assignment is complete except 3.1 and 2. In the second submission, the learner has submitted the work which is now covered and meets the requirement of the awarding body and has been awarded a pass grade. So this document goes back and forth on the email, not a new document. You don't need to start a new document. The same assignment on which we've given you feedback would be You would add the material into it or new evidence into it, highlight that in yellow so that it's easier for us to understand that this was the comment given, this is the material added. We will check again, and once that is meeting the criteria, the grade on the assignment would be provided. Is that okay? Is this bit clear?
It's okay, but am I going to be giving the document, let me put it that way, to do the assignment, as in the way is shown here?
Yes.
With a logo. Am
yes,
I going to be that?
You are going to get the documents from us. So every time, for example, when you start with the first unit, say, for example, you start with the ICT skills unit. So what will happen is, if I just show you what document you will get, now once you have studied, the unit, just to give you an example, let me share. So once you have studied this unit, you will get a blank document like this, which is already defined assignment brief. Everything is already in place, as you can see. It'll have the first page, which is blank. You would write your name, center, tutor name. You'll fill the date of submission. You'll write your word count. You'll sign. So this will be a blank document that you will get. This is the assignment brief for the unit that you will attempt. Then everything in the assignment brief is already there. So this is, you leave it blank because this is where we will fill. We will put the comments. And what you will do is, at the last page, when you get this document, you're going to insert blank page and you're going to start writing your assignment from here. So for every unit, when the unit is complete, you're going to get an assignment from us. That will be a blank document like this. And what you will do is always scroll down to the bottom of the document and start from a fresh page and write your assignment. Is that okay? So this template is there for all the 14 units. You don't need to make this template. It will already be there. You will get it on email, and you can also download it from Moodle. Okay. When the unit is complete, the lecturer will share the assignment brief with you.
Okay.
Okay. Good stuff.
Okay.
Good stuff. So this helps us cover everything that I wanted to discuss with you today in the course induction. Now what I'm going to do is ask Jill to share a schedule for the first unit that you're going to start attending from this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Because the sessions that we do are on Saturday and on Sunday, and they are at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Is that okay?
Okay.
Good stuff. Any questions?
So how am I going to access the Zoom for the lecture?
Okay, so how would you access the Zoom for the lecture? Now what I'm going to do is, as I mentioned, I'm going to ask Jill to send you the session schedule for the first unit you're going to start. And what you're going to get in the email from Jill is an email like this, which will tell you what unit, what date, who's the lecturer, and what are the invites for the different dates for attending those sessions. Is that okay?
Okay.
And this email will come to you for every unit when you start to study. So you're going to start studies this weekend. You will get an email from Jill either today or by tomorrow, and that will give you all the Zoom invites that you need to be able to click on every week, Saturday and Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, to be able to attend the sessions. Is that okay?
Okay.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Any other questions that you have?
No, thank you.
If you think of any questions, there are two ways that you can ask us. And one way of asking any questions related to the course is by sending an email to learner work. This mailbox, there are 4 lecturers, 2 administrators, including myself, we access. So if you send an email, any query, you have any question, if you send an email here, you will get a response immediately. You can call us as I mentioned to you, and speak to the course coordinator, Amandeep. He is, okay, one of the important things which I forgot to mention. How do you write to us? If you need to write to me, very simple. In UK Versity, if you have to write to anybody, it's their first name followed by ukversity.co.uk. Assuming you need to write to me, it's my first name Raman at ukversity.co.uk. If you need to write to Jill, it's Jill at ukversity.co.uk. You need to write to Gartha, student coordinator. So it'll always be the first name, Grace, Amandeep. It is that simple. If you need to write to any lecturer, just always remember this. It's the first name, Daniel, Anita, Mazhar, Patricia. And what will be followed by? At ukversity.co.uk. So it is as simple to remember to write to anybody. We don't have any complex or confusing names that you need to write to Raman, Singh. Very simple. The name, first name, and the footer, which is the domain, ukversity.co.uk. So any query that you want to send to multiple people, you send to learnerwork at ukversity.co.uk and you would get a response pretty much quickly. All right?
Yes.
Good stuff. Now, after this session, I'm going to make sure that you get a copy of this recording so that if you need to go through anything, you can revisit by going into the recording. And then you will also get an email from Jill. Make sure that you save these emails at your end so that when you get them, they go into your inbox and not into your spam or junk folder. Okay?
Okay.
Good stuff. So thank you so much for attending. And I will be in touch with you over the next few weeks and months. And hopefully, if you have any issues, any problems, I hope you will not have any issues and problems because we've covered everything in very detail in the induction. And that should allow you to start with us confidently now on this course. All right?
Okay.
Good stuff. Thanks, Abiola. And I'll speak to you.